Good morning, happy Mother's Day. Welcome back to Jody Lewis Creations. In today's episode, we are going to do another inspiration. So I am still working on rearranging my room. I'm not gonna lie, I have not gotten any progress done the last 2 days because hubby and I were yard sailing in the rain on Friday. I totally scored 2 boxes of 1800s books and really excited about that. And actually in the box of 1800s books there was a 1600 book, 1682 I think is what the date was. Hang on, I'll tell you exactly what the date was because I was like super excited. I picked it up and I said, oh my gosh, this feels like really cool. And I was like, what is it, you know? And yeah, 1682. But the paper feels, oh my gosh, unbelievable. The paper feels unbelievable. But anyway, so that was a really exciting find. So I don't really have a plan again, but I was cutting this roll into 8.5 by 11 sheets, and I have them that I've got posted for sale in a selling group. Hopefully they'll do well, but this part of it is absolutely beautiful. It is missing the tab. A lot of them that I have are missing the tab, but what I think I'm going to do on this is just maybe collage some music on the back, or just back it with some music. And the reason is that, you know, these are pretty fragile, and so I'm thinking, well, if I just find some really pretty music, you know, to put on the back of it, then how cool would that be? And that's gonna do a couple things for me. It's gonna stabilize the back. This one's much bigger, so I'm just gonna tear out of here. It's gonna stabilize the back, give us a little bit of interest to work with. I'm not super concerned about the color necessarily. I'm sorry if that's very loud. I have to do one more, sorry. Okay, so I'm not super concerned about the, oh, Sleeping Beauty waltz. I need to pull that out because I'm collecting for Sleeping Beauty someday. Anyway, squirrel, oh my gosh. So it's just going to stabilize this, and I'm not super worried about, you know, what side or whatever. Actually, I am. How am I going to use this? Is this wide enough? Does not. So I am going to have to collage this because I don't know how I'm going to use this. So give me just a second and let me tear these music pages into smaller bits so that way they can be more random. My intent was really just to do them, you know, whole. Oh, that's not even big enough. 2's not even big enough. Clearly, I did not think this through. Okay, I'll be back. So what I did is I just went through and picked out a variety of colors, sizes, styles, and that's going to make the collage, I think, more interesting with the different musics. So, okay, now I'm going to get them torn down, figure out what glue I'm going to use. And you know, I may just use Mod Podge on this because of how I want it sealed. So I will get these ripped down, you know how I do, and then come back in just a minute and see how we want to begin this. Because this, you know, has the holes, I got to be really mindful of my glue in those areas. This being what it is, it's going to want to buckle, but I really need to get it stabilized so that way we can use it, because I'm thinking this would make a cool cover for a journal. So we'll see. We'll see how this turns up. I have no plan. Okay, so that took me a few minutes to get all these torn down. So we have quite a pile to work with here, right? So all I'm gonna do is, you know what? Yesterday I had opened a new little, what do you call it? Phone charger cord. And I thought, oh, I'll keep this little tray. I don't know what I'll do with it, but we'll see. Huh, look at this, perfect. So I'm just gonna start putting my Mod Podge down, and I'm probably should have watered this down just a little bit, but maybe not, because this is fragile. It would really take the stability of the full glue, so I'm not going to worry about it too much here. But I'm not going to worry about direction, and the reason being, like I already said, I don't know how I'm going to use this cover. I might just list this cover. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe, oh, you know what would be fun? I have some really cool, hopefully I'm in screen well enough. You can see me. This is pretty big. And my table's not, or I have you down. I could lift you up, but you really don't want to see what's outside of what you can see right now. Like I said, I'm not sure I'm like ever going to get the actual cleanup of this room done. I'm going to go over the edges of this point on here. Hopefully you can see that. Let me try to move you without making you, let's do it this way. See the little point thingy? I want to overlap that so I make sure that it gets good stability and protection there. And I may do a couple layers of paper there, because what I'm thinking I will do is maybe put like a grommet or what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my gosh. You know, they normally have a pull tab on them. So I'm thinking what I may do is just recreate, maybe with a grommet on there, or create a tab. So I need some strength to put there that it will take whatever we decide to do with it. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to spit out. Goodness gracious. Did not sleep well last night. Just have a lot on my mind. There's a lot going on around here. I'm sure, like everybody, especially if you have kids this time of year, you know, end of the school year, and with ours being a senior, there's just a lot going on. We will be okay. We'll survive it. Oh, look what I'm doing. Okay. And if you're doing this, make sure you do it on a surface that will release from the glue. I'm using parchment paper. You guys have seen me do this, ooh, with napkins. And oh, maybe we'll do that too. Once we get this all down, maybe we'll go over with some white napkin layer just to give it the added stability. Yeah, possibly. We'll see. We will see. I don't know. I don't know where this is taking me. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm just kind of like in a mixed media feel these days. So what was I going to tell you? So today it's supposed to be pretty nice. It's been really cold still. I think Mother Nature has forgotten that we're into May. She thinks it's still April. And yesterday, like, the sun was out, which was absolutely wonderful, but it was so windy, I couldn't stand to be outside, so I didn't go outside. And everybody keeps coming and going. I don't know what anybody's doing. Anyway, what was I saying? I can stop umming. You guys can tell me to stop umming. That's okay. So, yeah. Well, our oldest son called me this morning already, so that was really wonderful. I just, you know, I love that he thinks of me and calls me, and I even said, thank you for thinking of me, and he's like, well, why wouldn't I? And I'm like, well, I just really appreciate it, so that was really sweet. He's a good guy. I'll keep him. I'll keep him. Okay, so what we got to be careful of is with these holes, I want to make sure we don't have like a lot of glue that's like goobering out of them. And so down here, I'm going to use a piece of this. I don't think I'm in screen for that. Let me see if I'm able to kind of zoom out without shaking you guys. No. Okay, hang on. Should be able to. Oh, there we go. There we go. Hopefully that wasn't too bad. I didn't know I could do that. I just learned something new. Yeah, this is really absorbing the glue, but I think it's going to be good for it. This particular music roll, I don't know if I said this already, is 1924. So that's a lot of fun. And I did keep some of the pieces cut aside for myself because I thought it was really, really sweet. It was like, I love you and I don't want to be without you and stuff like that, which just made me think of hubby. So, of course, I'm going to keep those pieces, right? Let's see. We want to go a different direction. You know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying not to cut my little doodads off. You guys know I love those. Anybody going to tell me what those are called? I could probably just Google it. Whatever the little swirly things are. I just love those little bits. All right. So I'm just going to keep going on this. You guys probably don't want to watch me collage this whole thing. So I'm going to get it collage, and then when I'm done, I'll come back and show you what we've got and see if I can figure out where we're going to go from there. So I'm moving right along here, and I went to move my little glue thingy. And don't be like me. Don't set your little glue tray right in the middle of your wet glue. I just made a big mess with it. See, it's sticking to everything. So just be mindful of that when you're working, and also don't be like me and allow yourself to have a bigger workspace. But again, I know I always have like an avalanche waiting to happen on my table. I am trying to resolve that issue, but like I said, this whole redoing my room and everything, it's just moving at a snail's pace. And that's okay. I mean, I don't have to have it done by any set time. Right now, I'm really just trying to focus on sorting some things and listing for some things for sale. So I've had a pretty good weekend with doing that. So I'm really happy with the progress that I've been able to make this weekend. I sold like about 20 pounds of scrapbook paper. I sold a book, a Mother Goose book. Somebody was like specifically looking for Mother Goose, and I was like, I think I have one in my stash, which the illustrations were wonderful in it, and I was going to make ephemera with it, but she's collecting specifically for a Mother Goose journal, so I was like, I'll let it go. And I have so many themes and stuff that I don't think I can ever I don't know that I'll ever get them all done, honestly. And, you know, if you're in my Facebook group and you saw the picture of the closet where I have like the 12 by 12 scrapbook paper containers, okay, there were two shelves. Like one shelf was a side-by-side 12 by 12 containers, and that's like all themes that I'm collecting for. Bees, butterfly, beer and wine, chickens, cats, mermaids, boho. That is not my little golden book stuff. My little golden book stuff is actually up in the attic. And so I know that especially with as slow as I am, I'll never get it done. And I might by the time I'm 80, if I would stop saying, oh, I want to make that, or oh, I want to make that, and then adding new themes to my stash. So anyway, I was like, just let it go. It's fine to let it go. So I did, and I'm happy because hopefully she'll be really happy with it. And I told her, I said, you know, depending on how you cut this, you're easily going to get 20 pieces of ephemera out of this book. I mean, easily. I mean, I'll bet she could get, you know, even, I know 40, possibly even up to 60 pieces of ephemera from the book. So for her, it was a really good, I think I'm hoping that she'll be happy with it. Let's just say that. I mean, anytime I sell something, it's always with the intent that the recipient is pleased with their purchase. And I'm pretty picky about stuff. And I do try to be very honest, like, hey, it's got this or that going on. So, you know, a couple pages had pencil marks. So I made sure that I, you know, showed that in the picture. Anyway, so like I said, hopefully she'll be happy with it. But, yeah. But I'm just trying to, like I said, destash, and I'm going to put together some like eyelash trim packets, I think, and just, you know, not a lot and not very expensive, but definitely to share because I have, you know, lots of colors. And funny though, because I was putting some together for someone the other day just to add to a package as Happy Meal, and I was like, oh, I don't have black. How do I not have black? And so I thought that was interesting because I was pretty sure I had black, but oh well. Oh well. A color to look for when I'm out and about, you know? So anyway, yeah. Just kind of trying to do stuff like that. So definitely, if there's anything you're looking for, reach out to me, let me know. Like I said, I'm trying to de-stash some of my stuff, not everything. And just make it more manageable for me because I get overwhelmed. You guys know that. I've told you that. Even with just trying to gather for the fairy journal, I'm a little overwhelmed with things, but it'll be okay. I did do a splurge, and I did use some of the proceeds from something that I sold this weekend and ordered another fairy book for the images, and so I'm really excited to get those. Hopefully they'll be as pretty as what I think they'll be when they come. It's a different artist, so I'm really excited. The images looked fantastic when, okay, so her name just happened to pop up when I was looking at something else. And I was like, what is this, you know? So then I actually searched and I was like, oh my goodness. So when those books come in, I'll share with you. They just look really fantastic, and I'm really excited to get them to work with them. So my fairy journal is going to be on hold until I get those books. But I was thinking that I do need to start figuring out some base pieces, and I need to have a play and just make some pages because I don't want to just, I mean, the cardstock, to just use the cardstock, that's just going to be too thick. The book will be too thick if I'm not careful. And I have to decide, oh, you guys can give me your opinion. So I didn't sleep last night. I'm laying there wide awake forever. And I was like, I could do, let's put this here. I'm running out of bits of certain pieces because I only did like one page of a couple of them. Anyway, so I was thinking, I had watched a series Tracy Fox had, and it was a like folio type, like a lap book type folio, and it was really, really, really cool. Really liked it a lot. And I had said when I watched it, I thought, oh, that would be a lot of fun to try. So basically using book covers and doing a folio kind of like that. So that was one option I was thinking about doing. And then the other option I was thinking about doing is another like file folder folio type deal with it. And I, not like the one I made for the swap. It would be different. And because like I said, when I was doing that, the options are absolutely endless for that. And so what would you guys like to see? The lap book thingy would be completely new and totally different. Well, we have a piece of that right there, but it is what it is. I'll just go that direction. So anyway, there's that idea. I was thinking about that. Or I was thinking about just making like a regular cover for it as well. But I don't know how big it's going to end up being. So I'm not going to really limit myself on the cover size because I just want to be able to have fun with all the fairy bits. I have some really cool images, and anyway, and hopefully with these two books I just got, we'll really have some cool stuff to work with. All right, so I didn't goober out too terribly much on that side. I think what I'm going to do is try to just gently hold that up. I should go recruit hubby, but he's outside washing cars. I said, I have to go in and film. I have not filmed for a few days. And he was like, go ahead. So anyway, I'm going to go out and plant flowers. And I just want to do some work in the yard. It's nice out. We had a bunny at the feeder this morning, and we have a baby squirrel this year. I'm pretty sure it's a baby. I think I said before in another video, we've got a new guy this year. But I think it's a baby. So how cute is that? Because he's pretty awkward. And he's funny to watch him like on the fence and stuff because he is certainly not very graceful. And I say he, I don't know why I always assume our squirrels are boys. Bunnies are girls and the squirrels are boys. I don't know. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm wondering if I should go over with another layer of glue. Maybe I'll just let this one dry. I want to make sure I don't have any super big wonky bits. I think that's probably going to be good. Probably. Anyway, so I'm going to let this dry. I'm not going to do the heat tool to it because I do want to go outside for a little bit. And I may take this outside and maybe do some splattering and stuff where I don't have to worry about the splatters so much. But this little thing is great. I might keep it for this purpose because I can throw it away when it gets icky. It's just, like I said, I got a new phone charger, and this was the little plastic thing that it was in, and I said, oh, I'm going to keep that and use it for something. That was just yesterday, and here we are. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to let it dry, so I will be back later and see, what we want to do with this. So, okay, so it's mostly dry. It's been a little while. And I think we look okay on this side. You can see that it's still damp on this side. So I just really want to try to, it's going to be fine. You know, we like texture. This side is going to need a coat of Mod Podge as well, but I want to finish working on this side first. So anyway, I've got my white gesso here, and I don't want a lot of gesso, but I really feel like this is just bam in your face. Excuse my nails. I'm working in the yard, as I already said. And, boy, that's not very sealed. So all I want to do is just take some gesso, and I'll just take my wet wipe here, or my baby wipe, whatever. And let's just kind of smear a little bit of that on there and see how far, oops, hello, see how far this will go. Just to knock it back just a little bit. I mean, I don't need it knocked back a lot, but I don't want it to be like super thick, you know? So we're just gonna go around here, and yeah, I like that better. If I can get hold of it, really. So I was outside and I got my husband's so funny. I said, where's my owl feeder? He goes, we don't feed the owls. What are you talking about? I said my bird feeder, the owl bird feeder, and he was like, oh, I don't know. So I found it, and then I found a couple of things that I like, just garden decorations, and my little snail is so faded from the sun, so I got some paint on him. He's drying, so copper and blue all over my hands from trying to fix him. So I just have to draw his little eyeballs back on when he dries. So he'll be cute. I can put him back in the bed. And then I'm going to take my little tractor cart out and start hopefully trimming some hedges so I can sit on the cart and do that without bending or doing too much. So I'm really happy that it's nice enough to kind of be outside today. It's cool. I mean, the breeze is kicking up. If it kicks up much more, it's going to be too cold to be out. But it is not freezing and it is not raining. So I will gladly take what I can get right now. Now this, where it's under here, I want to be careful with that because the back part of this is not sealed. So I don't want to get gesso on that part because it's porous still on that side. And we don't want to muck it up until it's sealed. So just trying to get that to move a little bit more. Just a little too thick in a couple places. But that's the nice part about it being sealed. Let me get some fingerprints in there while we're at it. About it being sealed is we can move it, and just with a little bit of scrubbing, you know, if you're like, oh, there's too much there, you can get it off. So that part is nice. I do like that. All right, so we just need just a touch more on these corners. And mostly, I just wanted to kind of make it a little more cohesive. I like all the different fonts and prints and everything, but I just felt like it just needed to be knocked back a little. And that's what I do like about the gesso and doing this, is because you do kind of get that whitewash effect. So we'll let that dry and come back later And honestly, it may be morning before I come back. So yes, I said Happy Mother's Day at the beginning of the video because this is Sunday. It is Mother's Day, but I don't know where the rest of my day is going to take me. So I may or may not be back today, but I definitely want to let that dry. And hopefully you can see how that just pushed that to the background a little bit, which is nice. So, yeah, fun. All right, get my Posca pens, go down, draw eyeballs on the snail, and get him put in the garden, and then start trimming some bushes. So I'll see you guys later. So this is the next day, and this is really dry. I should have come back up here yesterday and done this side, because now I have to let it dry before I can do anything else with it this morning. So I'm going to put a little bit more Mod Podge in my little tray here. And I'm going to just seal the outside of this with it. And this is truly just to seal it. Put a layer on it to try to seal it. And then I'll let that dry. Then we'll clean it all up. You know, I'll cut around the edges and clean it up. And we'll be done with this project. So hopefully this won't take too long. I'm not going to do as like a ginormous, thick coating on it, but I do want to get it coated. So I'm going to get this on here, let it dry, get it cleaned up, and then I'll show you the finished product when it's done. So I think we're pretty dry. Always make sure you do something like this on like the parchment paper, you know, so it doesn't stick to it. You can get it off, you know, with your glue. Sorry, I hit you. I didn't mean to hit you. And I can see some of the marks from the makeup brush thingy that I was using, but I think it's okay. You know, and it really has quite a leathery feel, so maybe I'll end up inking it or something and really bringing out that texture as if it were intentional. So I'm going to go around here and just very carefully trim those edges off and get all that extra, even there's extra glue there, but get the where it's poked out, you know, and clean it up. And then when I'm done with that, I'll show you the finished product. Okay, so we're done. All done with it. I'm not going to ink it or anything yet because I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with this. But now I have a piece I can work with that I can use for a journal cover. I mean, how cool will that look? Like wrapped around the front. And this could be like, I don't even know what this measures, if I'm being perfectly honest. I didn't measure it, as you guys know, when I started. Let's see what it measures. Roughly just under 20 inches. So I mean, if you had a 9-inch back, 9-inch, who does a 9-inch back? Oh my goodness, Jody. 6 inches, 6 inches with a spine, right? So right about here, oops. So that's almost perfect to have that over. So if we did something, you know, kind of like that, that would be a really cool cover, you know, and then that would be like a grommet with a tie on it to tie around, right? And then our height on this was about 11 1/4. So that would be a lot taller than, say, you know, if we were using 8.5 by 11 paper. But if you were using 8.5 by 11 paper, then you could almost join them, you know, and make yourself bigger pages. So that might be something kind of fun to work with. And so, yeah, I like it. Anyway, so that's that. So that was today's inspiration, or this weekend's inspiration, I guess, from trying to organize and sort. So I have to get back at it and think of something else to film for you guys while I'm still cleaning, organizing, and sorting. If you're interested in one of the piano roll page packets, please let me know. I will try to put my, I'll put my email in the description box below, or you can just leave me a comment and I can get you the email as well, so you can let me know if you're interested in some player piano roll sheets. So thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful day. I hope that you have dug in your stash and found something that inspires you to work with that you already have. Like, this is something I've been wanting to do for quite a while, and I just think it's going to be a lot of fun to work with it. But clearly it's not fairy themed, and this is not what we're working on next, but now I have a cover to work with. So yay. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.